Good morning and welcome back to Western Wild Survival. We've got a bit of ice on the ground by the look of it. She just wants to do donuts. I've got to duck down to the new farm because I've had word from the builders that they've finished our new house. The cows are there, the house is there. We're going to have to look at putting in a new chicken coop. Bring them down there with us too. But let's make sure the cows survive the first night. It's icy. Oh, there it is. Look at that. Looking good. Some gates there for the car. But I'm going to hit the garage walls there for a minute. Like some gates here for the front doors, some little garden lights. Looking grand. All fancy now. We've even got a PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo machine. Wow, that's cool as. The shed up over there. The cattle are in. But they got some manure out here for us already. Some honey. That's good. That means it's coming all the way from up there. Manure. They've still got water. A little bit of milk and a fair bit of slurry. They're working on it really well. Chicken coops. The one we got's great, but it's full. Holds 360 as well. Holds 800. Anything that worries me about this is it going to hold enough feed to look after that many chickens? You put it this way. Not a big deal if we can't turn the tractor around because we can put a gate in the fence. Or do we keep that enough room there to put in another chicken pen? You know what I'm saying? I mean another cow yard. I don't usually use the ones with the fences on them, so there's 800. 720, 500. I've never used this one, so let's give it a go. Let's see what happens. And what's the worst that can happen, right? Famous last words. Alright. Now all we gotta do is just bring our chickens down. Get some wheat. Some chicken feed, which is a perfect timing anyway because our chickens are almost out of feed. Up there, they've only got about 1,000 litres left. Does the back on this one come down? Oh. Yep, there we go, it comes down, so plenty of fresh air. Hopefully it takes a fair amount of wheat. I don't know if we have any in our silo yet, or if we sold it all previously. Nope, just lots of manure. Alright, I guess we're going to zoom on up. Well, actually we've got a trailer here, we'll just use this one. Just in time for the pole. Grab ourselves some wheat and these chickens fed. Alright, we'll see you when we're back down. Alright, so that is full, I think. I transported the chickens down. We did sell a few. We had 300 and something up there, but we've got 240 in here. 3 of them are roosters. They are all sorted. They've got their food in there. I sold the other one up there already. We got 14 grand back for that. There is still some eggs up there to collect. But for now, this is their new home. And if this works out well and for some reason we need more, we can put another one beside it. And we are good to go. But now we have a fence around our property here that protects us from all the animals and any ghoulies and beasts that might be out there, so you don't need to have this broken fence around the perimeter. If we need to take some panels out, we can. And if we want to rebuild it and put another one up later, we can also. So pick up all this, put that into the silo, and I think what we'll do is we have some timber sitting over there in our trailer. We'll do that load of timber. We'll make sure that's full. That can. Speaking of that, what about our top sawmill? 78,000. So after 2 months, that little production plant has got it up 10,000 litres. Oh, we need to find our forks. Where are our forks at? Right, I'll get our forks and we'll meet you back over where the lumber is. On the way back, I grabbed the rest of our silage bales. We do have more down here, but I don't think they're ready yet. These ones are the last of the batch that we've done from the big field before. Speaking of the big field, we probably should get something in the ground over there too, because it's a new day and we need to put some crops in that last plot. Oh, that is silage here. I didn't think all of it was. Alright, well we may as well grab these on the way through. Fill the trailer right up, something that we don't have to do tomorrow. I thought these weren't going to be ready till at least tomorrow, so that's a good thing. Just check. Yep. Is it just me, or is that must be from the snow? The trailer looks like it's swaying. Tractor is not having a fun time in this snow, so it'd be nice if it melted away and gave us our grass back. I probably should choose a different colour because in the snowy grassy areas it blends in, you can't see it. Which is a bit of a bummer. Right, there we go. Back to the transporting position. And get this dropped off. Hit the brakes, it just locks up, so I'll wait for it to stop now before I try and turn it. Right, so unload these bales. I didn't get as much money for them as we did the last couple of batches, but silage prices are probably down a bit. Those other ones I'm going to leave until tomorrow until we get a thaw, so that way at least we can pick them all up, because I know there's a couple over the backside there that we missed as well. I think what I want to do is, especially for trailers like this, is maybe take out a couple of these fences here so we can bring sort of long machinery in instead of having to do U-turns and parking them all over the shop. That works for now, don't get me wrong, but I do want to do something better with this parking area. Chickens are all good. I think what we might do is we'll duck up to the other old farm, which we might keep as a guest house. If people want to come and stay, they can stay there, or we can turn it into an Airbnb, make a bit of cash. I have seen a couple of cool little buildings that we might be able to use. Okay, see you soon. There's one here. Looks like a silo. That one there would be cool as. You can open it, go inside and everything. Put a couple of them around the place. So that needs more fertilizer, which we can't do yet, but this one's fully fertilized, and the bottom one we've got to put some crops in. How far along are them soybeans? I just got a feeling they're going to be ready next month. Yeah, they're really close to coming up. We're going to have to try and get fertilizer down on these today. To be safe, I think. I've got a feel next month it's going to be like, let's go. Why does this need rolling? Can't believe I missed that. Bugger. Alright, before we put any more seeds in the ground, we're going to get these fields fertilized. If we can get this thing around without drifting everywhere. It'll be a little bit easy now we don't have the chicken coop there. We've got a little bit more room to spread our wings, so to speak. Still just as hard to tell what you're doing and where you've been, but at least we're getting it covered off. These fields aren't that big, so I'll do a couple of runs up and down and move on to the big one in the middle. And worst case, if we start to run out of time, we can always throw the seeder on the back of the Jeep, because that's only driven by the wheels. It's not hydraulic or PTO driven. Thinking we could turn about there. Alrighty, I'll keep all this getting done. Turn cruise control on. We're just going to jam out with some music and see you back here in a few minutes. Welcome back on the last row. A little bit wastage on the outside, but that'll do less damage. Won't lose as much. Yeah, this is the last one. We've done that one over there now, so this can get put back. We might just... I wouldn't mind putting this back down in the other shed. This thing folded up, but for now, I think we'll just park it here. We'll throw some seed in that back paddock. If we can get it to hitch up, we'll be fine. Right, so what do we got? This one here we have soybeans, wheat. What was the other one we done? I can't remember. So forgetful. Yeah, we've got some pretty decent sized fields now, so that should help us rake in some cash. That silage helped us a ton. It's not good locking up the wheels in the field. We got oats. Alright, so what should we put in? Barley or canola. Barley makes for good beer. We can't really put anything else in. I mean, we could put in grass, but we've got that much grass around the place. We don't really need a grass field right now. If we do, we can always just... this is going to be awkward. Can't see the field. Hopefully that's on the edge. Let's just double check that because it doesn't look like it's right on the edge. Oh no, don't. Oh no. That was a mistake. My bad. We were pretty much spot on with it, except for that part we just done there. That sucks. Probably why you shouldn't do it in snow season. It's never going to be good. I just want the work. I'm trying to get the worker to do a run along the edge so we can see where it's at and make sure we got the whole field covered. Keep it nice and straight, do the perimeter, and then we can take over the middle without destroying everything like that field we just done up there by accident. The thing is, it's going to start snowing by the look of that shortly. Yeah, in the next 40 minutes to an hour it's meant to be snowing, so we're going to have to be careful of that. There we go, that is the edge there, which is good. I should put a plough on the front of this thing. That would make it a lot easier to see what we're doing. I love this seeder. You can use it as a direct drill as well. You don't even have to cultivate. It can go in. But yeah, I know it's cheap, $6 I think it is. It fertilizes and seeds at the same time. Like gets that first lot of fertilization out of the there's some rocks there. Out of the pitcher. Alright, I'm just going to get this barrier perimeter done and we'll pop back when we're getting it a bit more sorted out. Alright, that is the last of it. Let's turn that off. And the snow has set in. Good times. we'll get this back up to the house and we'll head down with the tractor maybe and finish loading up that trailer. How's our wood production going? 79,000. It's slowly getting there, hey. Methane's full. I wonder if we can get ourselves a bigger methane trailer. We probably need to get a semi for that. Just wondering if what we could do here, if we've got any better sheds that are actually usable. Keep them out of the weather for now. I don't want to put anything special up. Nothing crazy pricey. Something just simple. Something like that would be good. Not very big. We struggle to get our tractor in that one. That's not bad. This one will probably be the better deal because you can get the widest machines in there. Obviously we don't need to worry about the roller. That's not really a issue. That's pretty cheap, hey, look at that. 1,200 bucks. Got the beehive there. Hopefully that wasn't that won't affect us putting that shed in. Just something simple, just to put a few vehicles in. Exactly right in the spot where we don't need it to be. You bugger. Alright, that is what we... I know it's sticking out a little bit, but it's fine for now. We'll probably move a lot of this stuff shortly, just to get it out of the way. At least now we've got this. We've got somewhere to store some of this stuff. Make it look a bit neater and keep it all out of the weather. I don't think it's high enough for that to go inside, so this can just sit out over here over the back. But, you know, our windrower, the tractor, seeder, any fertilizer bags or anything we get, at least now we've got somewhere that all can sit. I probably should have moved that beforehand and moved that shed back a little bit, but literally we sold the one that was there for I think $5,000 and bought this one for $3,000, so we made $2,000 regardless, and now we've got an undercover area that I'll probably still forget to use. So this parked up in there. I'm sort of tossing up whether we should get a second tractor. Sort of hoping something would pop up by now in the used section to something, you know, 200-300 horsepower. So yeah, that looks a bit more tidy. I do want to get some of these trees sorted, but we've got to get this field rolled. Just wonder if we should put this behind the Jeep and let a worker do that. We are going to have to get ourselves another harvester soon too. That's something that we may have to get a loan for to start with. The other one we're having a few issues with, so we sold that and we got the lawnmower instead. But I think in the next month or so we're going to have fields ready for harvest, so hopefully we get something that pops up used. And then we'll be able to get these fields done. Alright, let's send this down to field here, so we can get the trees sorted. So hopefully that heads down there. So yeah, we've got some logs to stack up. Oy. And then we can cut a few more just to fill that trailer up anyway. But I was going to get a telehandler, then I'm like, we're still going to get a harvester. So once we've got the harvester, we'll get ourselves a telehandler. And then that way, you know, we can just go down there, zoom around, chop up heaps of logs, and then just use a telehandler to move them around, load them up onto the trailer, etc. Even a front wheel loader. I mean, we could get another Fiat Agri and put a front end attachment on that as well. And we could just have that as the, you know, the logging beast. Definitely pulls it a lot faster than the tractor. Makes the back end sag a little bit, but gets it done. You wouldn't want to be doing much faster than this with this thing on the back. If you lost control, you just wipe out everything like that. But she's slippery. Such a shame I done that. I'm so annoyed. Alright, that is rolling. I don't know why it does that. I think it's just a Jeep thing when you put a worker in, but they're wearing out pretty fast, so. Tractor's still chugging along. We might try and move this out of the weather. I think it's going to be a bit sketchy being so slippery pulling this baler. We may have to leave this out here though. Or use the side entrance maybe, because it's not going to fit through the main gate. Oh, she's slipping. I'm full left lock. It's not doing anything. Okay, we'll just leave that. No point doing that. It ain't going to move it. That's what I love about this map really too, is there's no traffic. Like, it's just simple to get around, it works great, it's good fun. These bunched up if we can. I don't have the weight on the back and I don't have the log cutter on the back, so we'll have to just do one batch at a time. And be very careful because it is slippery. We'll probably put another, maybe one more stack on the front trailer. I don't want to get it too loaded up because being as empty as it is, slippery as it is, it might be a lot more chaotic, so. Probably put another load on the back one and the front one if we had to. I think that's probably where we're going to leave it, I reckon. I think we're fully stacked up for this load. I don't want to put any more on it. Normally I'd probably throw another tree on each trailer except the back one. I think that's just enough. It's going to be hard enough to control as it is. Alright, so let's lock that down. Lock that down. And lock that down. At least it's not a huge amount of distance that we have to go now. It's just across the other side of the map, whereas before we had to come all the way down as well. Pretty big choo-choo train though. Hopefully we can squeeze through here. When I get on the edge, she'll want to go over. Phone wasn't on silent, my iPad wasn't on silent, I got things pinging everywhere, sorry about that. I normally record like later on at night time, but it's sort of afternoon, so kids are around and kids are down with their friends and messaging me telling them they're coming home, etc. I know I've said it before, but this tractor's just a perler, except for when you run into trees that you can't see in the snow. I mean, it's still a perler, but yeah, we're gonna get past it. She's spinning. I think this is the first load of logs we've done for a fair while, actually. If we do another batch of logs today, probably take them up to that top sawmill and fill it up, and then turn the planks back on. We don't need them for anything yet. I'm sort of thinking about what we can use them, what we can make with them. I know we can add in like a carpentry shop and a few other buildings like that to turn them into furniture and things. So we could look at doing that next. But at the moment, it's all cash for a harvester. Look, the trailer's drifting. Brakes are locked up all the way back there. Alright, hopefully that's all of them in the box. I think 30 grand. Not too bad, they've been sitting there for a couple of episodes. Seen that one then, not going to catch me out. Alright, we'll see you back up at the new plot. Start clearing up some mess. Right, so I've just ran like a little bit of a barrier edge here so I know which trees are mine and not, because it takes a while for this thing to set up. So the last 2 trees I tried to get, it says you were not allowed to cut these trees. So I've got that one there right on the edge and I'm like, oh cool, we'll try for that one, but it wasn't meant to be. Let's try and sneak back a little bit. Not going to happen, is it? Got it. I love when you do that, the snow just goes away. It's just, yep, no snow now. I might have to put on this side, it's not gonna rotate enough for us to not hit the tractor or the trailers. Carve her up into some 6-meter lengths. And move on to the next one. I normally try and clear the stumps, but I mean there's no point at the moment because I can't even see them. So unfortunately, we're going to have to go looking for him. What I've sort of found is if you get it to about like there, you're pretty solid with not having to extend it out. There you go, see? Sort of makes it a bit easier to get a hold of it. I think this one's too big, maybe. Go. She's a bit big. Sometimes they stack up nice and neat like that, but oh, it would have been wicked if that stayed on top of it. Had our own little pyramid. We'll do a couple more and then head up and check on the roller. Make sure that's doing alright. Not stuck or anything. So let me move forward a little bit. Sometimes you can sort of manipulate which way they fall to make it easier for cutting and stacking, and then sometimes you just got no hope. So I usually just see which way they go and try and turn it that way, if that makes any sense. Where's our line? I haven't come down this far. We should be able to get this one behind us as well. But this tractor is 10 horsepower too less that we're meant for this, but it's still running it, so I think it's about 190 horsepower you need. We've only got 180, but it's doing it and it's working good, so that's all we can ask from it. Something on here needs some servicing rather desperately too, so we might duck up, get that done. Because it's our only tractor we don't want it breaking down in the middle of nowhere, because we've got no way to recover it, no way to sort it. So let's just take all this with us now, and we will duck up, get a service on it, and then pop back. Alright, let's see what we need to do. It's a tractor. Crazy. Doesn't really need fuel, but it's probably going to need maintenance before it needs fuel, so I'm not too fussed about that. Whoa. Looks like a lot of the snow's cleared off the ground, which is good. I was going to head back to the old house because yeah, got that there. We've got to get that on the Airbnb, see if we can make some cash, get some people out, maybe, you know, farm hands, whatever, they can rent it, stay in it, work for us, whatever. Before any of that happens, we have to have a farm up and running. So we've got the chickens, we've got the cows, we've got some crops in. I think next we'll do some more logging, maybe get some sheep, look at a production maybe. I'm not even sure where to start with the productions. Like, I know I'd like to get a carpentry building in. I don't know, there's heaps that we can choose from. What about, have we got anything? No, that hasn't changed. Sometimes that changes at 11 o'clock and sometimes it doesn't, so always worthwhile checking it a couple of times a day. I'm coming home. This all looks good. Got the nice house now, so we can lock the gates, and if the animals get out, they can't break through, so not too bad. Pretty cool little setup. Close. Alright, that is where we're going to leave it for today. Thank you for watching. If you've made it this far, please give us a like and a subscribe.